Well, I know how I would describe your music, but how do you tend to describe it?
I feel like it's a mix between like John Mayer, Dave Matthews, um, John Butler Trio, uh, like an alternative adult contemporary type music.
Who were some of your musical influences when you were growing up?
Probably those same artists,
Mhm.
like Jim Blossoms, Counting Crows, Matchbox 20. A lot of the 90s music was a huge influence. And as far as like indie artists, As Tall as Lions was a local artist that was really big. That was a huge influence too.
You have your single Fallout here now. Talk about the story behind it, please.
So Fall was written as this, the feeling of falling in love and not really wanting love yet, or not ready for love, jaded by love, by all the disappointments that come from past relationships. As you know, when we get into a relationship, like we kind of, every relationship that we go into, we lose a part of ourselves. So it becomes this feeling that you, when you're faced with it, you kind of really don't want to fall in love again, and you kind of don't want to go through the same disappointment again. And it's just, that's pretty much the story of just like, you don't want to jump in, but here we are. It happened too late.
What has the fan reaction been so far? I know you're a part of social media and you've been playing some live shows too.
Yeah, the fan reaction to it has been great. We also dropped a live video of it just a few days back, and it's been great as far as the live recording of it, the studio recording of it, and the video.
I do love that there's such a um there's so many different instruments that you all play. I mean, I think the flute obviously is making such a great comeback as well, as
Absolutely.
as at forefront. I mean, is that something you've noticed as well? Is that something that you appreciate, that you're excited about, that this is an instrument you all feature so forefront of your music as well?
Oh, of course we appreciate it. We put it there, like we definitely love it. As far as like woodwind instruments and those types of brass instruments too, I personally love it. Like I grew up doing that. Like I grew up playing oboe, being in orchestra, band, all that stuff during high school. So like it has a place in my heart, and I love that orchestrated element and through composition that it creates within the music too.
When it comes to songwriting, do you start with lyrics, or do you work out a melody and then find the words for it?
As far as my writing process, I always start off. Usually there's no rule. It kind of just happens in whatever way.
Mhm.
For me, I kind of start off with writing the music first, and from the music and playing the music, it creates this mood for me. So then that mood sets in, and then I start writing melody, and then from there, even with that mood, I kind of like try to follow that, and it kind of writes the lyrics for me, in the sense of like how I feel as I'm listening to it, as I'm playing it, and the lyrics just come out right after.
How much of a hand then do you guys tend to have when it comes to the production side of your music?
Like when we go into the studio?
Yeah, when it's engineering it or getting it prepped for maybe even an album.
So when we're ready to record and we start going into like pre-pro and everything, we sit down with the recording studio that we go to, and we work on it together, where we sit down with the producer. He's like, I think you might want to change this, maybe do this, and just small tweaking, like possibly just like, oh, add the extra chorus at the end, do this, do that. And it's pretty all hands on deck for everything. All of us are there during the whole process of even the recording for each parts. We're all giving feedback on, why don't you audition this part? Why don't we try this, something a little different? You know, like you have an idea for bass, let's do this, let's try that and see which one works and which one's better and what makes us all feel happy for it.
You guys have been doing this for quite some time. Would you like to collaborate with someone in the future? Is there a dream collaboration you guys have in mind?
Collaborations would be awesome. We haven't done that yet. Dream collaboration. I mean, working with Rob Thomas would be like a huge thing. That would be awesome. I mean, he wrote amazing songs. Working with John Mayer would be awesome. I mean, even any of the TikTok artists that are out right now would be great too. Just any collaborations would be pretty awesome. I don't think we ever thought about that. It's kind of like it's not like right in front of us where we're like, yeah, that's the next thing for us to do.
Do you tend to enjoy playing one or more of your songs in particular when you are performing live, or do they all just really hold a special place in your heart? You know, obviously they're like your children, as they say.
Yeah. There's those few that are like the not favorite children. As far as the favorites, I think the band has 3 songs currently that like are all of us agree like this is a great song that we need to always play. Okay. And those are Muse, which is off of our Circle album, 510, which is off of our Circle album, and one of the new songs that is coming up is another one of our favorites. So when that happens, you guys will get a nice listen on that song too. But yeah, the cool thing about when we play out too is that all of our songs really do change every time that we play out. So there's some times where like it'll surprise us when we'll be like, oh man, that was the best song in the set, just because like we always extend a few things. We have we have fun with it. You know, we'll let the guys jam on it. Some of the guys take some leads where they're, you know, they normally don't. So it's always different.
You're a part of social media. Why is that such an important way for you all to connect with your fans?
I think it's huge. I mean, you're hitting a global demographic at that point, regardless of if you want to or if you don't. Like just by chance, someone can see it from Japan. Someone can see it over, right? You know, like seriously. I mean, like we've actually had people that in Japan heard it and they're like, oh, I like it. And it's like, oh, wow, cool. Like, you know, we didn't tour there. So it's like, it's amazing that just by getting one person in each of these little places, now you're hitting that global demographic, which is really, it's a strong impact on your music and feedback for your music too.
Will there be an EP or a full album coming in the near future? Are you guys focused more on singles for the time being?
We're focused on singles for the time being. We want to keep on generating music in, I guess, a pattern or a schedule where we always want to turn around music and keep the excitement going. I feel like if we give you an EP right off the bat, it's kind of like we're giving you everything, and then it's like you have nothing. It's like no other presents during the year to open up. Like if we only had one holiday for the year, that's what we would be doing. And it's just like it's not fair.
We'll compare it to Hanukkah and Christmas. Christmas, you get one night of gifts, and Hanukkah, you get 8 nights of gifts. So yep. Just extend the experience. What would you like to say then to all of the fans and supporters of the incredible music you make?
Well, thank you. Like, I would love to thank them. You know, we have a bunch of other music that's coming out, and we hope that you guys will listen to it. We hope that you get just as excited about it. We're excited to share it for you. And if you want to reach out to us on social media. Let us know where you are. We would love to come see you guys, play for you guys, you know, in any way that we can, even if we could do like a virtual show for you if we can't make it out there physically.
That would be great. That's such a great idea. You know, people are live streaming and stuff these days. You might as well offer a live concert, because then you can reach even more people.
Absolutely.